just joining, I just want to let you know a couple of things. In case you miss any of these Meet the Miniaturists, I do post them on my YouTube channel after each event. Usually takes me about 24 hours, but you can find them on my YouTube channel. And Donald is with us today. Say hello to Donald. He is my awesome helper behind the scenes. He's going to post in the comment section some of the links that I'm going to be mentioning. But if you ever miss a Meet the Miniaturist, check it out on, you can go watch the, you can watch them again if you loved it, or if you haven't seen it, you can, hey, Fran is saying hello. Good to see you, Fran. On my YouTube channel. You're going to want to hold a date next Sunday for a Meet the Miniaturist, the Winners series. This is the Winners edition. This is a Meet the Miniaturist that is sponsored by hbsminiatures.com. And we are going to be interviewing a few of the winners from their creating contest. We're going to have the grand prize winner, the honorable mention winner, and the first time entry winner on. And I don't know if you know about this, but every year, hbsminiatures.com, they do this awesome creative contest. You start with an unfinished kit and you use your imagination, and you got to see some of the amazing creations that some of these guys do. And it's a contest, there are prizes awarded, and I don't know how they come to it, but they decide who the winners are in different categories. So it's very inspirational. You don't have to be this awesome miniaturist. You could be a first-time entry person, just, do your best kind of thing. But we're going to have the winners on next week. It's going to be amazing. Lock on the date. It's next Sunday, the 28th at 4 o'clock this time. And the good news there is everyone who registers will get on. Because we've expanded the Zoom count. So I'm gonna be able to get everybody on. So there'll be no complaints. And also 1 week later, we're gonna have Steve Putnam from Steve Putnam Designs, awesome miniaturist, April 4th, hold that date. And then I'm gonna be hosting, I'm hosting a sale starting tonight on my eBay site. So look for that. I've got a lot of spring minis. I've got some holiday minis that come from an estate collection that I'm helping to sell. So look for that. There's some awesome, yummy treats that you might want, or if you just want to do some window shopping. And then finally, I don't know if you know, but I've been contributing to Doll's House and Miniature Scene magazine over the last several months. I'm going to be doing a feature every month. The latest feature is out. It's called The Doll's House Whisperer. Basically talking about my role in helping to sell estate collections and, how I do it and, how I work with the families and finding happy homes for miniatures and sort of making everybody happy along the process, because it's very important. These are very personal things sometimes. And I think the value that I add, if any of you have a collection that you're wanting to sell, the value I add is that, I love these minis and I treasure them just as much as you. And it's important that it's as important for me to find happy homes for these treasures. And that's the difference between somebody who's just going to sell or somebody who is going to care about your collection. So with that, I will also, if you're not following me on some of my other social media, check for, we're going to put the link in for all my social media. So look for that in case you're not following me on any place else, because I think I'm everywhere at this point. Then I think, so we're having trouble pasting. So a lot of these links I will follow up and send after this, along with the basic email that says thank you for joining. So look for that, or if you have any questions, just reach out to me. But with that, I would like to introduce our special guest today for this special open studio event, Jimmy Landers. Jimmy has been on Meet the Miniaturist before. We are checking back in with him for this open studio edition because he is working on an amazing new project called 1891. And Jimmy's going to talk about that project. He's going to show us the latest development and progress on it. And for those who you don't know Jimmy and weren't introduced to him the last time around, we'll chat with Jimmy a little bit and talk a little bit about him and the fact that he is a master miniaturist and he does awesome work. And so with that, welcome, Jimmy. How are you?
I'm fine, Darren. Hey, thanks for all you folks coming on. I appreciate you taking the time out for us today.
Yeah. So Jimmy, talk a little bit about your involvement in the miniatures world. You haven't been making miniatures forever, but you started, I don't know, tell us when you started and what got you into it.
I built my first miniature. It started in '06. It was a dollhouse for my wife. When I finished it a year later, I was successful in getting Tom Bishop to let me take it to Chicago to show, not to sell, because it's my wife's dollhouse.
Right.
And I sold it within the first hour of the show opening. And so I told my wife, I'll have to build you another one. This one's sold. But, and that really, I got the bug after that.
Yeah.
And, so I'm in my 15th year of building. The 1891 is my 23rd piece that I have constructed. And some of you, if you've been, I know a lot of you have been to Tom Bishop, so you've seen all of my work except the last 4 pieces, because Tom's closed.
Right.
Most of you have seen my work at Tom Bishop's show.
Right. So you bring your work is unique in the sense that you build based on a vision that you have, and you described this the last time. Talk a little bit about how these visions come to you, and what do you ultimately like to create?
I have a preference for colonials and Victorians, and now I've decided I like Tudor, since I'm working on the 1891, which is a Tudor. But my preference is Victorian. Most of my work has been in the Victorian era, the late 1800s. The reason I like the Victorians is because they require a lot of trim work, which is something that I really enjoy doing. I like to compound molding. A piece of molding 24 inches. Sometimes I'll have $30 tied up in 24 inches when I finish putting 8, 9 pieces together to get the look I want. But it's the trim that I like. And I have a preference for building large. I don't like small. I've always said you can't decorate and furnish an 8x8 room.
Right.
So my standard room, when it's possible, is 20 by 20. That's pretty well my standard.
Right.
And I can spend as much time on trim and decorating as I want to, and then the person that buys the piece has put their taste touch to it, and you can still see my work.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I love all the architectural details. I like the structure. I like all of that stuff too. I agree with you. And I know you work large. If anybody is familiar with Jimmy's work on the Sahlbert, this is a 9-foot piece that is 5 feet high. So absolutely, Jimmy likes to work big. But let's talk about the 1891, because this is your newest effort. As you said, it is a Tudor style home. Talk a little bit about the inspiration behind it, because you've got some visual references, right? That
I do. About 2 years ago, I was trolling on Facebook, and this picture of this home that's for sale in Connecticut popped up, and I said, "Wow, I'm gonna build that someday." Can you see it now?
No, we got to flip you around.
I'm sorry.
That's
sorry.
All right.
All right, now.
Now we can. Yes. Oh, we see that house. All right. So that's a Connecticut.
It's in Connecticut. It's on the market for 11.7 million. So it's a quite large piece of property.
Right.
But I just fell in love with the overall look, and decided that would be my next big piece.
Wow. All right. So you were inspired by this humongous Tudor mansion in Connecticut, and you decided this is what you're going to build. And there it is. Okay. So what's the general dimensions that this is going to be?
The footprint is 66, 30, and somewhere probably it could be as high as 60 inches tall. I'm not really sure yet, because it's got a 912 roof on it, so that takes it way up in the sky. But so this, it's a big footprint.
Yeah, I see. So how many levels are we talking about, including the basement?
You've got a basement, first floor, second floor, third floor, attic.
So there will be 2 more levels that you haven't even started yet.
That's correct.
Oh my goodness, that is huge. 66 inches. Yeah, that's quite a footprint. And I know there's going to be a whole front portion that's going to be landscaped as well, correct?
I'll add a 16 by 66 front landscape on this one.
Yeah. So Jimmy, talk a little bit about like your work. Usually you commission artists to help bring your vision to life. As with the Sahlberg, you worked with some artists to help, bring your, to work on some of the pieces within the house. And so is that the same thing that's going to happen with this one?
Well, I'll give you the first example. This is a ceiling panel in the dining room, which I just received from Barbara Sabia. Can you see that?
Yep. Seeing it. Yep.
All right. It's her leaded glass.
Wow.
And then I built a china cabinet for the pantry. And here's the china cabinet. And for those of you that are familiar with Jane Graber, this was a custom order from Jane. She normally doesn't work in this material. She's more into pottery.
Yeah.
But this is Jane Graber's work.
So Jimmy, we're only seeing a portion of it. So if you can go a little bit lower and over so that we can see more of that cabinet. Better, much better. Awesome. Oh, wow. So how many pieces is that, Jane Graber work?
This is an 8-piece setting.
8-piece setting.
8-piece setting, yes. And this was made for me.
Wow.
Like I say, she normally doesn't work in porcelain.
Yeah. Oh, so those are porcelain pieces. So this is a cabinet that will be a built-in, that's part of the butler's pantry on that first level.
That's correct. Yes.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So I don't want to get to the basement yet because that's a lot of fun. I mean, they're all fun, but talk a little bit about the lighting because with your work, lighting is a huge part of it, and I know you put a lot of thought around the lighting. Tell us a little bit of what's happening with the lighting.
Well, I have, if you can see it, the windows are illuminated. I have the 1/8 inch LED strips in the header of all my windows to illuminate the window. And you can see it's quite bright.
Is that inside or outside the lights?
That's an inside light right there. But the windows are all of them are illuminated though from the header.
From the header. So you don't see the lighting at all, obviously. So
no, it's hidden light. I hide the LEDs. You can't see, otherwise it'd blind you.
Uh-huh.
Now, underneath.
The other thing I love about your work is that you do have such a high level of accuracy to the architecture, but there are details that you include that one would never even seen. So for example, you fully frame out each room. And that's just something personal to me. I love to see. Can you show us how the framing of some of the rooms?
All right, this is a side view. Can you see that now?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't use the 1/16 spacing for my framing, but I still have to build up the framing to attach. I use 32nd or 64 aircraft plywood. Mm-hmm. which would to skin it. So I have to have a lot of surface to glue it on. But I still like, this is called stick building.
Yeah.
And that's my preference. I don't like to use plywood for framing itself. Now,
does that make the structure more solid, do you think, or?
Yes. Well, it serves two purposes. It makes it more realistic to construction process. But with the hollow walls, I can drill out and run my wiring inside the walls.
Yeah.
And I use round wire, 90%. The room I'm showing you right now, the floor hasn't been sealed, but it's ready to be sealed. And you can also see the doors that will be installed in those where you see it at.
Yeah. So what room is that we're looking at?
This is going to be a spare bedroom.
A spare bedroom. I love it. And I know you shared with this the last time. Can you show them how the wires are going to be running through the beams?
Well, I haven't started running the wire for the second floor, and the first floor is covered. So I can show you the wire if you can see how fine the wire is.
Yeah.
This is called Kynar. It's a military grade wire they use to wire aircraft instrument panels.
Wow. Right.
And it is the ultimate in wiring. It is very dependable.
Yeah. All right. You're freezing a little bit.
These columns came from
Yep.
Frank Crescente made these fluted columns for me.
Beautiful.
And we'll move on down a little bit. This is a master.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
This is a master.
Wow.
And I've just started trimming. I just put the baseboards in yesterday.
Beautiful. We did get a question about from Arlene about dimensional stability, which I don't know what that is, but do you know what that is? Dimensional stability, and if you have any problems with that with the floors? Do you ever
No.
run into, what is dimensional stability?
I don't understand the term.
I don't either. Arlene, what is your question about dimensional stability? I don't know. We'll find out. But okay, so I talk a little bit about that brickwork.
That's all individually laid brick.
That's beautiful. Okay, so dimensional stability is I got some clarity. It's around changes with humidity. That's a great question because your workshop, which is part of this open studio day, your workshop is actually a portion of your garage, correct?
Yes.
And
yes, it is.
Is it temperature controlled? We talked a little bit that you have a space heater, but is it?
Yeah, I keep the temperature in the garage stays at a constant 70 degrees.
Yeah.
I seal all wood is either clear coated or sealed just to prevent it from absorbing moisture. And she's right, moisture is an issue with wood like this. You can get some warpage right quick if you don't seal it.
So
if you don't control, if it's not climate control, in other words, it would have to be an extreme change in temperature to really affect it.
Yeah.
But, and I also use probably one of the better glues for doing my work. I use Quick Grip.
Okay.
And I'll probably use $300 worth of Quick Grip on this project.
Quick Grip, isn't that that's like model glue, right? Not wood glue.
No, it's wood glue. It'll attach any surface, metal, wood, glass, brick. It's quite expensive.
Interesting.
Now, I will mention this is real marble. The floor is real marble. It's 3 millimeters, and it comes from England.
Beautiful. And I know I didn't know if you mentioned it, but that's a Sue Cook fireplace, right?
That's a Sue Cook fireplace, correct?
Beautiful.
And it will have a flickering flame in it, log.
Oh.
It's wired. You may be able to see the red wire in there. It's wired to put a log in it. Let me ease back over here. You'll probably be curious about what's going on. I haven't cut out the stairwell yet, so you barely can see down the stairwell. Let me start over here, and I'm gonna come down. Am I going too fast?
No, you're doing all right. I mean, it's yeah. You're gonna go to the lower level though, right?
I'm going to the first floor.
Perfect. We did get a question about I mean, you haven't been to the house in Connecticut, I'm assuming, right? So
no,
is
I have
a lot
not.
of this your interpretation of what the inside looks like?
This is my interpretation. I don't have pictures, and it would be difficult for me to replicate it anyway. So this is my interpretation of the home, and you might see the coffered ceiling.
Yep, the ceiling is beautiful, and the curved walls are crazy, over the top, amazing. And I think we're gonna see that tool that you have, because I want to end up and show them some of your tools. You have a steel that gets that makes the curved wood. And Mark is asking if the glass is curved.
Yes.
Where do you get the glass from? Curved.
It's plastic, Mark.
Oh, it's plastic.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Now this here again is marble. This is the pantry. This is what this gray area. That's where the china cabinet will sit.
Right. Right.
And these doors are functional.
Right.
And these are.
I love it.
And that's the dining room. And that's areas where that Barbara Sabia panel will be installed.
So will you have access? Like you were just able to actually go in there with your hand. When you're done with this, will you have access to get in to each of these?
100%. 100%. Yeah.
100%.
I leave this is the kitchen.
Mm. Wow.
And Terry Harville is making me a period correct kitchen.
Yep. Awesome. Beautiful. I love the floor.
That's a pickled oak.
I was going to ask you what the sort of the finish is on that. It's beautiful. It's such a warm brown. Awesome.
In the kitchens in this period, this 1891, they were simple. They weren't. Most of the cabinets didn't have doors on them, and that's what we're doing. The cabinets on this one won't have doors because it'd be period correct.
Really? No doors? No doors on the cabinets? I'm so confused.
That's right.
I guess so.
Well, you know, I'm trying to stay as close to 1891 as I can. You know, I can't 100% because you know, it's just not feasible. Even some of you that do your wiring, I'll show you my controls. This is my control center right here.
Love the control center. That's the best part. Fantastic. It's just so clean. We did have a question about the material being used on the inside portion over the studding. So I guess that's the walls.
Oh, that is 1/16 3-ply aircraft plywood.
So that's the plywood. Those are really thin sheets of plywood.
Thin sheets of plywood glued to the framing.
Yep.
And you could also use a 30-second. You'll get about the same result.
And you'll do all your painting and finishing before it goes up.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. And
I pretty well finish everything before I glue it up.
Can you describe the color of the columns and the walls? Because I'm seeing sort of like a pinkish, purplish.
Well, you probably that's coming off the floor. The crown molding and the base is a cream white. The columns are cream white.
Oh, so it's reflecting off light. So it's really a white or an off white.
Right. The floors are giving you that. And then the walls are a dark taupe.
Ah, right.
1891. They didn't use a lot of bright, brilliant colors. They were more sedate colors.
Right. So Connie wants to know if this is a commission. I think I know the answer to that.
No.
Not a commission,
No.
but Connie, it could be yours.
It's got Connie's name on it. I forgot to tell you that.
It's written all over.
Right. It says this is Connie's house.
Allegra has a good question.
And by the way, it will be on the market the minute I finish it. So just stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. So Allegra has a good question about plumbing. Do any of your houses have plumbing? Because that would be awesome.
Yeah, well, that's an extreme. You know, I know a couple of people that tried it. They had leaks, and the damage was difficult to repair. So the answer is no.
Right. And who made the furnace? Who made the
furnace?
The stove? Is that a stove in the kitchen?
That's a Bobo.
Oh, Bubba?
That's a Henning.
Henning.
They no longer make those.
Wow.
In fact,
Beautiful.
I got on the internet, and when they went out of business, I bought 8 of them.
It's called a Henning,
The Bobo Henning.
and that was what, a maker?
Yeah, in German.
Oh,
It's a fabulous piece of work, though. I mean, I took one of them apart.
wow. Yeah, Connie knows. All right. So I don't know if you're planning, but are you going to move to the lower level?
If you want me to.
All right. So there, yeah. So if you guys don't know already, the lower level is a finished basement, quote unquote finished. It's a finished basement. Very unusual for a dollhouse or miniature to have this level of detail. But the sort of the shining object in this is the octopus furnace. So let's talk about that awesome furnace.
Well, back in 1891, this this was the style of furnace they used, coal-fired
Mm.
with forced air. And here's
Yeah,
the coal bin.
Jimmy, you got to pull the iPad a little down further because we're not seeing it all. Yep.
There's your coal bin.
Wait, no. Yeah, go further down because we're still not seeing it.
You still can't see it?
No, a little low. I think you have to tilt the iPad a little. Yeah, a little more. Perfect. Yep, we see it shovel now. Oh, that's fantastic. So okay, so there's the furnace. That is the octopus furnace with, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's incredible. With the asbestos tubing and everything.
And as I told you, Michael Yurkovich is making me a period correct hot water heater that's coal fired.
Right. I'm struck by, I love all of the brickwork in the back, like the cinder blocks.
That's not cinder block. That's stone.
Oh, it's stone.
All right, stone.
So
it's thousands of pieces of stone.
Thousands of pieces. Awesome. All right. So again, you need to tilt the iPad because we're looking at the better. A little more. Sorry. Yes. So that's stone blocks. That's not cinder block.
Yes.
It's stone block.
It's stone.
Individually laid.
Yes.
Of course. It's amazing. And then there's a brick floor. I love all the rafters. Those are incredible. And the lighting.
Those are porcelain bulb lighting. That's what would have been available in that period.
Right. Wow. You tilt the iPad a little more so that we can see the floor. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. That is just beautiful.
Let me go around and I'll show you the coal chute, how the coal was brought into the bin. Can you see that?
We're seeing this. Oh yeah, there's the bin, the door to the coal. That's awesome. Yeah, there's a great video on your Instagram of this, which I love.
Yes.
And we're actually we got to see a really nice close up of that stone, which is really nice. Mark wants to know if it's dry stacked stone. That's a good question. Is it?
It's dry stacked.
It's dry stacked. So, but it's not movable. I mean, like if you pulled out one of those blocks, what would happen? Can you? They're heavy enough that they form a wall like in real life?
Oh yeah, they're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere.
You mentioned the curved wood.
Yeah.
A lot of you are familiar. This is my steamer. This is a Rockland steamer. I made the cabinet out of PVC pipe.
Right. So Jimmy, hold the iPad a little steady because it's getting a little choppy.
All right.
Better. All right. So this is the steamer that you use to bend the wood, which correct. I didn't know that this thing existed. That's amazing.
And they're inexpensive, about $70 for the steamer. So it's just, you know, and it really works. You've got to leave it in the chamber for about 2 or 3 hours, but you know, after that, it works though.
Right.
And any of you that use any tools, let me show you my tools.
Yep. So wait, go through them. Tell us what we're seeing.
Well, you got my belt sander.
Yep.
That's probably one of the best tools you'll get. And then your this is for doing fine cutting. This is my table saw. This is a Praxon.
Yep.
And I use it about 90% of the time. And then the miter saw, which is a Praxon.
What is the brand name of that steamer in case somebody wants to buy it?
Rockler. Rockler. Rockler.
Okay. Rockler. Rockler.
Yeah, Rockler.
Yeah. This is a good question. So Jimmy, what is your skill set and background? Where did you learn how to do this?
Self-taught. I have no background in the construction world, miniature world, just self-taught.
Self-taught. I mean, this just by doing. And
yeah.
You've made how many pieces to date have you made?
This is number 23.
Number 23. Just crazy. It's crazy.
Number 23.
All right.
And I've got pieces all over the country. Probably 10 different states.
Yeah.
Stuttgart, Germany.
Yep. I'll bet.
But and I've been fortunate enough that the magazines appreciated my work. I've been published 11 times in various magazines. Miniature Collector did 9 publications on me.
Very nice.
And the Spanish Miniaturist, they did a 8-page fold on my the Helmrich, which was that big Victorian.
Right. So how long have you been working on this, and how much more time do you think it's going to take before you're finished? Good question.
I started this November the 15th.
Okay.
And I expect another year and a half. Some of the more time tedious work is going to start when I get up into the upper structure. The roof is going to be quite complicated.
Why?
Well, just because of it'll be framed out like a regular house.
Right.
So it's just very time consuming.
Right.
And the roof, I'll have a black slate roof.
That's incredible. It's just amazing to see the progress and to just visualize what it's ultimately going to be. It's just going to be an amazing piece. Does anybody? So Jimmy does have a website. We don't have the ability to put anything in the link, but you can, if you just do Jimmy Landers, if you do a website, Jimmy Landers, his website will come up. And
Darren, jlsignatures.com.
Oh, jlsignatures.com. There you go.
Yep, that's my website.
And yeah, so you're planning to use real slate, right?
I already have the plate. Yes, it's black slate.
Fantastic. This has just been great. Does anybody have any other questions before we start to wrap this up? It's just been just incredible to see all this beautiful work being done. I mean, I have a million questions. Do the people in the real house know about this? That's a good question. I don't think so.
No, it's because it's for sale. I don't know. I don't know if it's been sold. I'm not replicating it 100%. I'm probably at 90, maybe 90%, just in case.
Yeah.
I'm tweaking it enough that I don't want to end up in court.
Nah, that can't happen. So we have a lot of questions about how this will be moved, how you'll be able to get it out, how heavy it's going to be. is it going to be feasible? You're going to have a whole front portion and a roof portion. Are those going to be detachable once the buyer?
No, this will be a complete structure. The only thing it will separate will be the front landscape board.
Oh,
I'm because I'm using such lightweight materials. I'm thinking that I'm going to come in at about 170 pounds, and that's 4 men can handle 170 pounds.
right. So
And when I load this onto a truck bed, I have a 6-inch foam rubber mattresses,
right.
and I put this on the mattress. And Mark will remember this. He saw the helmet at the Dallas show, and it was on foam mattresses in the trailer. And I had zero damage from Indiana to Dallas because of the foam absorbs all of the shock on the road.
That's just fantastic. All right. Well, let's take one more question before we let Jimmy go. Connie wants to know if your wife ever received her own dollhouse.
I'm working on it.
It's working on it. I love it. That's great. All right. This has been just a treat. Jimmy, can you put yourself back on so we can say goodbye?
Yes. I'm back.
Jimmy, thank you so much for sharing your work and opening up your studio for us
I
today.
appreciate everybody having an interest in my work, and keep on following me, because I'm going to. We will, as this piece progresses, we will keep posting it on Instagram. Probably every 8 to 10 days, we'll post something new on Instagram. So just if you want to, you can follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, we will definitely be following you and following the progress on 1891 and continuing to look out for your awesome, awesome work. So thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody at home, for participating and being here and attending. I hope you enjoyed this. Meet the Miniaturist Open Studio event. Look for us next week. We'll have another great one. Thank you, everybody, and enjoy your week. Stay happy, stay stay safe, and stay healthy. Thank you for joining today, and have a great day, everybody. Bye. All right, I can't.
We got it?
Yes, I got it. Bye.